FBI Academy near Quantico, Virginia, opens another chapter in the long FBI commitment to professionalism in law enforcement, which began in the early 30s. The extensive campus has facilities to train FBI agents as well as other law enforcement officers. They come from every type of domestic law enforcement agency and from friendly foreign countries to attend the FBI National Academy course. These students arrive for the first National Academy class to be held on the new campus. They will be trained to meet the drastically altered conditions which make new demands upon law enforcement officers at every level. They are career officers, nominated by their agencies and invited by the FBI to attend its National Academy. One is a police chief from an affluent suburban community. Another is the undersheriff assigned to administration in a large county sheriff's office. There is a civilian official from a state bureau of criminal investigation whose interests lie in forensic science and criminal law. A friendly foreign country is represented by a lieutenant of police from one of its principal cities, who is in charge of education and training. A young detective prepares himself for advancement in a large metropolitan police department. Thousands of National Academy graduates are presently active in law enforcement, many in top executive positions. New FBI agents receive intensive training in the many skills needed to carry out the Bureau's investigative responsibilities. In addition, there are programs for law enforcement specialists and for in-service FBI agents. Students attending any of the courses on this law enforcement campus live in one of the dormitory buildings. 4 students share a 2-room and bath suite, and each dormitory has large lounges with color TV and recreational equipment. The classroom building, a short walk from the dormitories, houses many of the instructional facilities of the FBI Academy: seminar rooms, laboratories, and classrooms. Amphitheater classrooms are newly designed, furnished, and electronically equipped. Some have provisions for forensic science demonstrations. Each classroom accommodates 50 students in a fixed seating arrangement. The instructor is an experienced FBI agent, specially qualified to teach, often with a master's or doctoral degree. He is assisted by an advanced electronic instructional support system. Using the controls built into his lectern, he may show motion pictures, film strips, or slides on a rear projection screen, and can also control classroom lighting. He has dial access to video and audio tapes from an automated storage and retrieval system. Videotape can be viewed on the TV monitor in the top of his lectern, as well as on 3 monitors located in the classroom. Also, live closed-circuit TV of activities in other classrooms can be shown. A remote-controlled TV camera can record classroom presentations for live transmission or videotape storage.
We've read and discussed some of the cases which consider the constitutional authority of the officer to detain a person in suspicious circumstances. Let's look at some film clips which depict a typical situation which an officer might encounter, and then see if you can correctly apply the principles that we have developed.
Police officers, come out of there. We want to talk to you. What for? Checking out a report of a prowler.
The course on criminal law includes, besides the problems of search and seizure, a review of the Constitution. Court decisions on laws of arrest, eyewitness identification, admissibility of evidence, and many other legal aspects of law enforcement.
On the screen, you can see that we've posed a question. We've given you three choices. A, can you detain the man? B, can you arrest him? Or C, should you take no action? Give the answer that legally is the most acceptable. To press the proper button.
Some FBI Academy classrooms are equipped with an electronic student response system. With it, exams may be given and scored during class by the instructor. By this means, multiple choice, true, false, matching, or other types of single answer questions test the student's comprehension of the instruction they've just received. After all the students have made their choice, the instructor judges the effectiveness of his presentation and adjusts his instruction accordingly. A lectern display indicates by seating position those students who have given incorrect answers, percentage responding to each answer, a percentile of the group performance, and a digital readout of each student's raw score. This allows the instructor to immediately review areas not fully understood.
I see that some of you, in answering this question, decided that you would be justified in arresting the individual. Well, certainly the situation is ambiguous. However, we must be very careful that we do not extend the arrest power to a situation where we can legally only detain the individual. Therefore, I think we probably should at this time conduct a review of the principles that are involved in this area.
The last and probably the most significant characteristic of the psychopath is his inability to learn from punishment. Due to this characteristic, there are many criminal aspects to his behavior, as Howard will go into.
Unlike the abnormal criminal, this type of a person will commit any type of crime.
Behavioral studies are taught in both New Agent and National Academy courses. The team approach to instruction is often used. Principles of sociology, psychology, criminology, and political science are related to crime prevention and social controls. Specifics include police and community relations, urban and minority problems, and the psychology of deviant behavior and personality disorders.
If he feels he is threatened in some way.
We have been talking about a variety of methods of presentation other than the lecture method. Technological advances have been made, and those of us in law enforcement training must learn to take advantage of those technological advances. I would like for you to see a closed-circuit television presentation from another classroom. If you'll watch the monitor, please.
Well, sure, we understand the use of television in education in general, but how does it really relate to law enforcement training? What have been your experiences in this?
The National Academy course in education and training includes establishment of instructional objectives, adult learning principles, and utilization of audiovisual materials and systems. Also covered are research methods and communication skills. The graduate returns to his agency with a broad perspective of the role of education and training in law enforcement.
We use in short training sessions, such as at roll call training.
One area of police management that's of primary importance is that of policy formulation. As we know, a policy is a broad, flexible guide to action.
The National Academy course on police management studies the accepted practices of business, industry, and government as they may be applied to a law enforcement agency. Typical areas covered are problem solving and decision making, personnel management and organizational principles, and motivational
The
research.
effect of each alternative is considered by top management.
Forensic science is taught in both National Academy and New Agent courses. Practical instruction in collection and preservation of evidence at the crime scene is given on the mock-up stages of the FBI Academy. An FBI laboratory examiner teaches methods of marking, packaging, and transporting of materials to preserve the chain of custody so that the physical evidence will be admissible in court. A knowledge of photography is important to the law enforcement officer. In the crime photography laboratory, FBI agents get classroom instruction and practical work in investigative photography and the photographing of evidence. The laboratory has 13 individual dark rooms where the student learns to process his own film. He also makes his own enlarged prints, which will clearly identify the subject. Fingerprint recording and identification are taught in the classroom and at individual stations around the fingerprinting counter. These are new agents, learning proper techniques for taking prints. All classes do practical work on the development of latent prints. In the laboratory, a document is placed in the iodine fuming cabinet. This is a simulated bank robbery note. The same technique can be used for any evidence of a documentary nature. When the latent print has been brought up by the iodine fumes, it must be photographed immediately before it fades. This operation, too, is performed by students, either with an immediate print camera like this, or by ordinary photography. Fingerprint classification, comparison, and identification complete the cycle of practical work that is taught in the fingerprint laboratory. The law enforcement arts curriculum includes courses in self-defense, especially against an armed criminal. The techniques acquired by these officers will be useful to them when they set up similar training programs in their own agencies. The same teaching methods are used in a more strenuous physical training program for new agents. It adds boxing and other contact sports to self-defense techniques. Instruction in water survival and rescue techniques, as well as underwater search and recovery, is given in the large training pool adjoining the gymnasium. The extensive FBI firearms ranges are the scene of another segment of the law enforcement arts program. For the experienced students in the National Academy, the emphasis is on range construction and management, although they will also fire for record. FBI instructors demonstrate an advanced electronic range, which develops proficiency in firing at moving targets. Close combat timed targets, also electronically controlled, develop skills in quick-draw defensive revolver shooting. Targets for these ranges are built with a layer of conductive metal, which makes electronic scoring possible. The group visits the target house, from which the electronic range is controlled and scored. While a new agent class fires the moving target course, National Academy students observe the monitor, which records hits or misses. The timed close combat course, with its disappearing targets, is monitored on the same system. National Academy students will observe and fire on a number of ranges, experiences which will prove valuable in building and managing firearms training facilities within their own agencies. The library complements and supports all of the academic facilities of the FBI Academy. There are comfortable reading rooms, as well as study tables and carrels. For home study, a computerized charge-out system makes material available for circulation to students in any of the FBI Academy courses. The open stacks contain many thousands of volumes, including a complete law library. Extensive research materials are available in reference rooms for use by students and faculty. There is a wide selection of periodicals and books of general interest. The advanced electronic carrels allow students or faculty access to class lectures or other instructional material for review, critique, or makeup purposes. Some carrels are equipped with small television screens. Students can dial up videotape recordings of classroom activities and review other programs. It is graduation day for the National Academy. Families and friends of the graduates come to the new campus for the simple but meaningful ceremonies. Members of the class filing in represent almost every type of United States law enforcement agency, as well as students from other countries. The stage of the new 1,000-seat auditorium awaits the arrival of dignitaries who will honor this event. The graduating class are in their seats. Each of them came to the National Academy with a distinguished record of achievement in their own agency. All of them will go back with a greater awareness of new demands being made upon law enforcement, and with a greater knowledge of advanced techniques which may meet these demands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating exercises of the 90th session of the FBI National Academy and the dedication of the FBI Academy are now in session.
The auditorium program included an address by a distinguished speaker, the giving of awards to outstanding students, and the presentation of diplomas. These graduates of the National Academy course are living testimony to the dedication and foresight of the man who made it all possible, John Edgar Hoover. These handsomely designed and magnificently equipped buildings and the innovative courses taught in them are a far cry from the first police academy initiated by Mr. Hoover in 1935. They stand as a monument to his lifelong and oft-quoted belief. Increased professional police training is no longer just a desirable goal, no longer a matter of choice for United States law enforcement. It is an absolute necessity.